This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. I'm delighted to be joined by IBF World Champion Ebanie Bridges. Ebanie, it's been a while since we last spoke. Retained your belt. How are you feeling? I know you've got a bit of a dodgy hand for now, but how are we?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Couple of weeks since my fight now. I think, coming up to a month, and I'm still living on that high. I'll be still riding that wave for a while. Very satisfying win for my career, for obviously more reasons than one. But yeah, I have my hand surgery now, so I'm taking the downtime, which I never have, and I think it's, everything happens for a reason, so I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. Now we're here today in Sheffield at this GMB Sports event. I know there's two girls who obviously you're very close with, Stevie Levy and obviously Nicola Hopewell, who you two have been close for a long time now. Now you're actually supporting these girls and sponsoring them on this fight card. What does it mean to you to sort of, in a way, give back? Because obviously you're on the big shows, you're world champion, and these girls are hoping to get there one day. What does it mean to you to be able to give them that support?
Yeah, well, you know what, like for me, I remember what it was like when I first started boxing and how much it cost. It cost so much money. People don't actually realise, especially on the small hall shows, having to sell tickets, having to pay for opponents, having to do all this kind of stuff, and plus working like full time and training. I just know how hard it is, and I'm in a position where I can support, and they are my good friends, and I know how hard they work. I know how hard Nicola works and how dedicated she is, and same with Stevie. She's a single mum, and she's putting her boxing dreams there, and she does a lot of sacrifices as well for that. So I just think if I'm able to, and for me, supporting them and being part of their journey, not just as a friend, because I've always supported and believe them as a friend, but to be able to help out in that kind of way, I know how important it is at the beginning of your career. So for me, it's just very fulfilling, and I'm glad to be able to be part of their journey. And when they're world champions and they're champions, I can know that I had a little piece to do with that. And for me, that's what it's about.
Does that give you some sort of like satisfaction watching them go for their dreams? Because like you said, how hard it is, and women's boxing is getting now finally the recognition it deserves, and they're sort of coming into it, I suppose, at a good time now where it's seen more as just boxing. But they're on these cards and they'll be wanting to become world champions. What can they do? You've seen them, you've worked with both of them in the gym. Do you think they can both go to that world champion sort of status?
Yeah, you know what? I think Nicola she's special. I think she's very talented and she works very hard. I've sparred her plenty of times and she's a nightmare. Yeah. She's a nightmare to spar, like just her style, and she's very, very exciting. And I truly believe with the right plan, the right fights, then she can get up there. It's a super stacked division, that super flyweight, especially in the UK. There's actually so many British fighters in that super flyweight, and I'm really waiting for a big promoter to really invest into that division because it's an exciting division. Stevie Levy, she's not as experienced, or she's still a bit more raw than Nicola. Stevie has a little bit more to go, but she puts it in, she puts the work in. She puts the work in, and I know how much it means to her as well, and how much she loves fighting, and and she's I just love Stevie's personality. I think she's great for the sport, and she's just an awesome chick, and I just love to be able to support them in any way.
Yeah, she's very similar to you. You say a lot of the same things a lot of the time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A few F-bombs.
I bite my tongue a little bit more, but these days, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's talk about yourself then. Wasn't at your fight, but saw the result. Destructive performance. Was this, I know you won a world title, but was this your most satisfying victory? Because we spoke in Vegas, you'd held your tongue for well over a year, maybe two. Was this your most satisfying victory?
Oh, most satisfying for sure. But I knew the whole time that I was going to beat her. We've spoken before, and I'm very confident in myself, and I know as much as people want to not drag me down and try and take away my credentials, even though I'm a world champion, I still always continue to believe in myself and know what I have. And everyone has a plan until they get hit, and especially by me. And I knew straight away that all she needed to get hit by me, and she'd get a wake-up call, and I would shock her. I said it in interviews. I said it leading up to it. I'm going to shock her. She's going to get shocked, and that's what happened. She got shocked, and it broke her heart, and then I took her fucking soul.
Because when you get hit, it seems as almost like you carry on walking through someone's punch. Like it's almost like, not that it wakes you up, but it's like, oh, here we go. Like let's turn on that mode rather than just the boxing. But Did you expect it to go exactly like it did? Is that how you planned it in your head?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I knew that I would break her heart. I knew that. I knew that, like I've said in the lead up, I didn't really say too much about her, but I just knew her mentality wasn't like mine. She doesn't have champion mentality. That's why she's never become a champion, and she won't be a champion. You know, it's a mindset as well as a skill, and I just knew that. So I knew that if I could go in there and I could break her heart at the beginning, hitting her hard. When she hit me and it gave me a little bit of a daze or whatever, all that does to me is go, oh, now you're fucked. Like, you know, and then I come back harder, and that's exactly what I did. By the second round, she didn't want to be there, and I could see it. I could see it in her eyes. And all that talk, all that bullshit leading up to it, for me, that's just someone that's actually insecure and not confident, because I feel like confidence is silent. I just sat there and laughed, and I was just like, yeah, all right, you wait, babe. You wait. We'll see who's fucked. And, and when I did that, definitely satisfying. I actually expected me to like knock her out.
Yeah.
Like, you know how I dropped her?
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be more of like a knockout like that, where she would just get dropped and not get back up.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it was way more satisfying to just beat the shit out of her. It was way more satisfying to see her head flinging up like that. And I'm a savage, and I honestly, I have no. It's not that I don't have no respect. I have respect for her as a boxer, but as a person, no. And I will keep rubbing that in her face until I'm done, until she's done.
Wow. I want to talk to you about OnlyFans. We spoke quite a bit, but we spoke about that, and you were always a bit like, you know, maybe I don't know, because I like teaching, and you always thought if you did that, it might affect what you do. But obviously, I take it it's going really well.
Yeah.
You're OnlyFans, and but you wanted to go back and you still do like motivational talks and things like that. So that's still on your forefront.
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously, there was when I talked about OnlyFans before, and you know, because people have been wanting me to do it for years, it was always like, well, you know what, I love teaching, and I want to be able to go back to teaching. I never knew how I would go in boxing to this extent with the money that you make, especially in women's. Like, I just wasn't sure, so I just wanted to have that still in my back pocket. But obviously, I'm at where I am now. Teaching's not going to happen, you know. But I definitely do still want to go around and do motivation talks and all that kind of stuff. And people say what they want about the OnlyFans or whatever, but you know, look who's doing it. Like Derek Trezora's doing it, Devin Haney's doing it, Estrada, Sienna Estrada's doing it. You know, people are doing it, but everyone just freaks out when I'm doing it. Do you know what I mean? But it's realistically, OnlyFans is, I know it has a bad stigma about it, but it's not just about that. You know, it's exclusive content. So the content you see on there, you don't see on my Instagram, and that comes down to boxing. Yeah, a little bit more, you know, skin and that, like that kind of stuff. But it's not like, it doesn't necessarily mean what's stuck to it. And I think OnlyFans, and reason they're backing me, you know, like they asked me to get on their platform, and that's because they want to show that it's not just about that, you know. And it's a way of us athletes and names. That's why you're seeing so many more influencers and athletes getting part of it. It's a career, it's business for us, it's work. And when I go out there and I want to inspire the girls like Stevie and like Nicola and other up and coming girls, boxing's boxing, but you got to be a businesswoman, you know, because after boxing, then what? You know, it's very important to think about the future of boxing and what you can do on the side, because if you're not thinking like that, then when you're done, you're going to be completely lost and you're going to have nothing. Inhaled my own spit, sorry. So then I think, you know, it's really important to teach that as well. And I'm capitalising on it, you know what I mean? And I think it should just show to not give a fuck what people think, because if I gave a fuck what people think, I might not have done it, but also I wouldn't be in the position I am now to be able to sponsor people and help the other generations. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I think, I'm going to say OnlyFans is sort of, it did have that stigma, but there is that many different fighters, you know, male athletes now who are doing on it, and it's different.
Well, sorry, there's so many MMA fighters on it, like, you know, it's just, I mean, we're pulling away from that stigma.
Yeah. Okay, right, let's talk about what you want to do, because I know you're out of action for a bit now due to your hand, which was needed doing for the past few fights, but you're finally getting it done. Undisputed, still the goal? What do you want to do next?
Yeah, most definitely. Undisputed is definitely the goal. Obviously, unification's first, and then Undisputed. And I've said it, and I keep saying it. I believe I'll be Undisputed by 2025. I've got a little bit of time out now, obviously because of my hand. Yeah. So we're not looking to be fighting till summer or end of summer at least. Until then, I'll just keep building my brand and working on my business outside of boxing. I can still box, like not right now because of my hip, but once my hip gets a bit better from the surgery, then I can start going to the gym and still keep learning. I just can't hit with my hand. Do you know what I mean? Like I can box with one hand. You know, as long as I've got my legs, I'm good. I can box. So I'll keep learning and keep improving and keep working on my business, supporting where I can, and just building my brand.
Absolutely. You got a message for the fans, people who are going to be tuning in to see you on your journey and now to support Nicola and Stevie on theirs?
Definitely, and a big shout out to GBM, you know what I mean? 100%. They honestly, like, what they're doing, they're obviously trying to do something really big. We all got to start somewhere, and same with boxing and same with these promotions. And what they're doing is they're doing something, they're very professional, and I really think it'd be good for people. You got to get support behind these small shows because what they're doing is great for the fighters. We got to start somewhere, and they're giving these fighters a good platform, and it's an exciting platform. I've been to the fights, and they're great fights.
Good, yeah.
It's good little fights, not like, it's actually quality. So if you can get down, obviously, to the fight on the 10th of Feb, support, Nicola and Stevie and all the other fighters on there, and as much as Stevie and Nicola are my friends, I believe in them as well. So, I do believe that they're gonna make waves. Nicola is a bit more far ahead, but if anyone out there can sponsor a fighter, whether it be the girls or can get out there and sponsor and help these fighters that are on the small shows, they need that backing. They're still working full-time jobs and they're still trying to hustle and sell tickets. And I'm telling you right now, just that little bit of help and support from a sponsor can go a long way. So if anyone wants to help someone's journey and just you can claim back on tax, guys. Just get in there and just support the fighters.
Absolutely. Yeah, shout out to GMB, they put on a good show. Look, Ebanie, appreciate you. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social. We'll catch up next few months, see how your recovery is getting on.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, guys.